Good morning, Amazon. Flash briefing.
Jamie, getting your flash briefing. In NPR News.
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Corva Coleman. World leaders are condemning the destruction of a large dam in Ukraine that is causing major flooding. Both NATO and the European Union are blaming Russia for the attack. Terry Schultz reports Moscow says Ukraine did this to itself.
NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg calls the destruction of the Novakhovka Dam an outrageous act which demonstrates once again the brutality of Russia's war in Ukraine. In a tweet, Stoltenberg adds, the attack on the dam puts thousands of civilians at risk and causes severe environmental damage. On the EU side, European Commission spokesman Peter Stano said the bloc condemns the attack strongly.
The destruction of Novakhovka Dam brings the targeting of civilian infrastructure and civilians in Ukraine to unprecedented new level.
Let's reinterpret this.
Charles Michel said the destruction of the dam qualifies as a war crime.
So,
We hold Russia and
we
its
do
proxies
something else to
accountable.
amp it up.
For NPR News,
That's
I'm
what it
Terry
sounds like.
Schultz in Brussels.
Former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie is expected to announce today that he's running for the Republican presidential nomination. He is launching his campaign in New Hampshire, an early primary state. From member station WNYC, Matt Katz says this would be Christie's second try for the White House.
It makes good professional sense to run for president. You can end up with a consolation prize like vice
Professional
president, increase your
sense
name
is
ID to get more money for those speaking
Flee
gigs.
from the White House.
Christie himself has said that A, it's better to be relevant than ignored, and B, once you run once, as Christie has, and you get the sense that you can be sitting in the Oval Office, it's really hard to shake that.
Matt Katz reporting. Former Vice President Mike Pence is expected to publicly announce tomorrow that he is also seeking the GOP presidential nomination. And former Harvard professor and activist Cornel West says he too is running for president. He'll do so as a third-party candidate, a member of the People's Party.
If that is your purpose,
Stocks opened lower this morning as the Securities and Exchange Commission filed a second lawsuit in as many days against a crypto exchange. NPR's Scott Horsley reports the Dow Jones Industrial Average slipped about 40 points in early trading.
The SEC complaint charges Coinbase with violating securities law by operating as an exchange,
Coinbase
broker,
again.
and clearing agency for crypto assets without being registered. The move comes one day after the government leveled similar charges against Binance. The new lawsuit says Coinbase made billions of dollars by facilitating crypto trading, but without the kind of investor protections the law is designed to provide. Apple has unveiled a new virtual reality headset, but there's nothing virtual about the price tag. The Vision Pro headset will sell for about $3,500 when it hits stores early next year. And oil prices dipped a bit, despite Saudi Arabia's announcement over the weekend that it plans to cut production next month. Scott Horsley, NPR News, Washington.
On Wall Street, the Dow is now down about 50 points. This is NPR.
Sometimes
Secretary of State
things are up
Antony
while
Blinken
other
is
things
flying
are
to
down.
Saudi Arabia for talks. Topping his agenda is an American effort to help normalize relations between the Saudi government and Israel. Blinken admits that will be difficult. He is also seeking to discuss Iran.
Oh, yeah?
Saudi
Have the
Arabia
United
and
States
Iran
take the money
recently
away that they
normalized
give them.
diplomatic
That'll
ties.
settle things.
A lawyer for New York Republican Congressman George
just hate the
Santos
US
has issued a statement. He says Santos would rather go to jail than reveal the names of the people who guaranteed his $500,000 bond. NPR's Giles Snyder has more.
The lawyer for Congressman Santos, Joseph Murray, is urging a judge to deny a request by news outlets that are seeking the identities of the co-signers. They argue that the release of the names is in the public interest, but Murray has written a letter to the judge overseeing the Santos case, saying the co-signers could suffer great distress, may lose their jobs, and may suffer physical harm. He says Santos would rather surrender to pre-trial detainment than subject his co-signers to what Murray says will inevitably come. Santos pleaded not guilty last month to a 13-count indictment that includes campaign finance and fraud charges. He has refused to step down from his House seat representing parts of Queens and Long Island and says he will run for a second term. Giles Snyder, NPR News.
Smoke from dozens of Canadian wildfires continues to drift south into the United States. The National Weather Service has issued air quality alerts today across New England and down into Maryland. There are additional air quality alerts in Minnesota. I'm Corva Coleman, NPR News.
Support for NPR and the following message come from Jarl and Pamela Moan, thanking the people who make
Skip.
In NASA news, NASA will award funding to more than 200 small business teams to develop new technologies designed to protect the health of astronauts, lower risk of collision damage to spacecraft, and more. The new awards from NASA's Small Business Innovation Research, SBIR, and Small Business Technology Transfer, STTR, program invests in a diverse portfolio of A. Steps taken by NASA, the agency's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, JPL, in Southern California, and Caltech, to put the Psyche mission on track for an October 2023 launch have been outstanding, according to an independently appointed review board. NASA and JPL convened the board last summer after the Psyche mission team requested to delay the spacecraft. Following a successful launch of NASA's SpaceX 28th Commercial Resupply Services mission, 2 new solar arrays, science investigations, and supplies are on their way to the International Space Station. NASA Administrator Bill Nelson announced Monday the selection of Iris Lan as the agency's new general counsel, effective immediately. She succeeds Samara Thompson King, who retired from NASA last December. NASA has selected Ocean Vision LLC of San Antonio to provide program support and course development/delivery for NASA's Academy of Program/Project and Engineering Leadership Knowledge Services, APOL-KS, activities for the agency. In weather. In Seattle, it's 60 degrees Fahrenheit with clear skies and sun. Today's forecast calls for more of the same, with a high of 77 degrees and a low of 57 degrees. From NASA. NASA will award funding to more than 200 small business teams to develop new technologies designed to protect the health of astronauts. Look
Off. Amazon, tell us a joke today.
Today, I've got an exercise joke. Why do slugs go to the gym? Because it's either ooze it or lose it.
Lose it or lose it. Oh, those silly slugs. All right. Have a great day, everyone.